to start out with, I want to hear a little bit more about your farm, because I think it's, maybe a lot of people don't know that you have a farm, and I want to know, are you friends with the other farmers in Congress? Is there like a special club of farmers? How many of them are there? I mean, because it seems like a unique, you bring a unique background to this
Great.
discussion.
Well, thank you. It's fun to be able to have this conversation with you, and I echo Corby, you and Jerry, give us all the inside scoop, even when we're in Congress. We have to find out what you guys know to make sure we know it. So I've been interested in food and organic farming for over 40 years. Just in a brief way, I was, back in the 1970s, I was one of those kind of hippie back-to-the-landers who came to Maine and started doing a little sustainable farming, but was lucky enough to go to college at the Atlantic in Bar Harbor, where one of my teachers was Elliot Coleman, and Elliot's he's one of the seniors in the organic farming movement, and really I could say I learned almost everything I needed to know from Elliot. So I've been farming on and off over the last 40 years. I had a small sustainable farm in the early days.
Doing knitting wool at some point.
And I used to sell knitting kits. I used to raise sheep, but I had 3 dairy cows, 100 chickens, and a couple of acres of vegetables. So I've had a diverse farm in my past. I was in the knitting business for a while. And then about 10 years ago, I got a chance to do this all over again. So now I run a slightly larger operation on the island of North Haven, which is about an hour by ferry off the coast of Maine. And we raise a few acres of vegetables because it's very cool on the coast of Maine. We do a lot of our production in hoop houses to extend the season because our customers are there in July and August. And if you gave a tomato its own chance to decide when to ripen, it would ripen in September. So we have to encourage it to start a little early. We also have 3 heated greenhouses, which we heat with wood that we harvest on the property. So we are organically certified. We raise a handful of pigs, about 30 every summer. We've raised up to 1,200 chickens and have our own processing facility, which is a nice word for slaughter. And then we have a handful, just 3 or 4 dairy cows, 2 or 3 right now, and we make cheese and yogurt. So it's a very diverse farm. Our largest market on our own farm is a restaurant that we run for the summer. So we serve up to 250 customers a night in our restaurant. So that takes up a lot of the food. And then we have 2 days of a farm stand and 1 day of a farmer's market. And 2 nights a week, we open up our barn to do a barn dinner where people can come and have the ultimate farm-to-table experience. So the nice thing about all this is that now being a member of Congress, when we're debating all of these things, I have a understanding based on many years of experience of what I have learned about farming, what composting is, what raising animals is. I like to tell my colleagues, because we have a poultry processing facility on our farm, I'm an excellent eviscerator. Got to have some skills. And also just, what some of the challenges are that people are facing, whether it's FSMA and the new rules about food safety or how to deal with these markets, and also what the huge growth in these markets has been over the years. So as to your other question, as far as I know, there are 3 organic farmers in Congress. One is John Tester, who's a dryland lentil and, I think, wheat farmer. And Mike Thompson in California has some organic grapes and olives. And we chat a little bit about issues. There are other farmers, but tend to be more conventional farmers, or they're part of a family farming operation. And we do talk on the Ag Committee or the Ag Approps Committee, but sometimes we see each other in different ways because I'm much more of an advocate for organic farming and diversified farming and many of the kinds of farming that's going on in the Northeast, but also all around the country. And sometimes they're on the other side of how the regulations should be implemented and where the money should go. So
You have differences of opinion on that.
we occasionally have differences of opinion,
Yeah.
but we have a certain kind of, I think, very strong respect for each other, because it's not easy to make money on a farm, no matter how small or big you are, and it's always a lot of work, whether it's you or your family or your employees doing it.